A lot of women quickly run to herbal teas to avoid drinking caffeinated tea. Just before you do that, please consult your doctor. A lot of herbal teas are not safe for pregnant women just because of the mixtures of the herbs that are in them. So just remember, don't just run and flock to the herbal tea, but try to talk to your doctor about which ones are safe for you. Okay, this is one that I should have known, but I think a lot of people don't pay attention to. At one point in time with my first pregnancy, I was so eager. I said, okay, I'm going to have a salad with every meal. That's going to be a way for me to get some, extra vitamins and nutrients. But sometimes you don't pay attention if you're out, if you're grabbing a fast salad, if you're not the one making it. You don't really pay attention to the type of lettuce that's being used in a salad. So make a note to yourself, iceberg lettuce does not really have nutrients. It's really just a bunch of water. If you want to get your nutrients, then you need to go on to other types of lettuce such as romaine. So pay attention to that as well. You don't want to stuff yourself with a salad thinking that you're, filling yourself up with some sort of nutrients, and you're really not. Exercise. Ladies, remember to exercise. Even if it's walking, never underestimate walking. Exercise is great for you during pregnancy. It's great for you before to get your body ready and healthy, and of course it's good for you after. But just to get your muscles moving, your heart in good shape. It doesn't have to be anything heavy if you don't want to go to the gym or anything like that. Just take a good walk. If you've just had a baby, put that baby in the stroller, take a nice little walk outside. Going up and down your steps, maybe make one more flight of steps if you're going up, maybe go up a second time. Just little things just to give yourself a little boost. Sorry, I have to keep looking down here. I didn't want to leave anything out. Prenatal vitamins. Remember, they are all different. Just because they're categorized as prenatal does not mean that they all have the same mixtures in them, so your body can respond differently. So I hear a lot of women saying that their prenatal vitamins make them sick, they don't feel well. Don't let that make you feel that you can't take prenatal vitamins. Just try a different brand. If you don't want to keep going to your doctor for prescription, there are plenty over-the-counter prenatal vitamins that you can try as well. You hear a lot of women say that the over-the-counter prenatal vitamins, often you need to take more than one a day. They might say take 2 or 3 a day. And even though those brands are out there, I have found multiple brands. I wish I could think of the name of the brands. But there are multiple brands. Just read the back and it will tell you that if you only need 1 dose. And that way you don't have to remember to do it all throughout the day to get your daily value of what you're seeking. Let's see. What else is here? Oh, eating for 2. Yes, we all know about the whole I'm eating for 2 thing. Just remember that you still do need to take care of yourself and the baby, and just because you're eating for 2 doesn't mean that you can't also still be wise about what you're putting into your body. It could be small differences. Instead of loading up your sundae with fudge and caramel and everything else, maybe put some nuts on top with some strawberries, or little things like that, little variations that we can do to still enjoy, but to still also not look at ourselves at the end of the 9 months and say, oh my goodness, what happened and how do I get rid of all this weight? Because needless to say, even though you are bringing life into the world, we are still women, and we still do like to feel good about ourselves and our bodies. And after pregnancy, that is a time that you are going to wish that you could get back to your normal size immediately. And we know it does take time. That is one thing I was going to bring up as well. I'll jump to that. I was trying to go in order in terms of conception, pregnancy, after pregnancy. But since we're on the topic, after pregnancy, your belly does not go down immediately. A lot of us think that, hey, I pushed the baby out, I'm going to leave the hospital, and I might have a little pouch. I don't expect to have, washboard abs, but you don't expect to have, like, a stomach that looks like a baby is still in there almost. So when that happens, don't be surprised. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not super fat or overweight. It's normal. It takes the body a while just to get itself back to its pre-pregnancy state. And everything that got pushed and stretched out is still there. Even though the baby comes out, your body is going to take a while to adjust to the baby not being there. So ladies, don't freak out when you look down and your belly is still there. Okay, what else do we have here? When you are in labor, it's going to be something that you've never experienced before. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this so that you are aware. It's nothing like going into an experience thinking it's going to be one thing and it's completely different. So if you do find yourself screaming or yelling or whatever it is that you're going through, just try to take that energy, and it's hard to explain, but try to focus that energy into pushing. We don't realize how much energy we exert by yelling or screaming or talking. So take that same energy, and instead of wasting it in a breath or a gasp, try to take that same energy, even though you will still deep breathe and so forth, but also help apply it into your core and out through your pushing. And that will help focus your push a lot, which you'll feel each push is more effective. It's almost like if you were to be throwing a ball, instead of taking a ball and throwing it and it goes 1 foot, you could take a little bit more energy into your throw, give it a little bit more momentum, and then instead of that same ball going 1 foot, it now goes 2 feet. So the more you can accomplish within a push, the better, because the faster that baby's going to be out. The good news is that when you do have a child, mostly with things in life, when it's painful, you have residual pain, you get a cut and it still stings later and so forth. With a baby, even though your body does have to adjust to having that, pressure, the hardcore sharp pains of labor stop immediately. Once that baby is out, it just stops. You do, however, which leads me to something else I want to share, is you have to push out the placenta. A lot of people don't tell you that. You think you push out the baby, you have the labor, you have some contractions, and now it's time to, just relax, hold your baby and be done. But the placenta does need to come out, and a doctor actually delivers it. The labor pain is not as hard as trying to get the baby out, but it is still, your body still creates contractions enough for that placenta to come out. And if the placenta does not come out, that could actually be very dangerous for you. So the doctors are going to make sure to get that out. But a lot of people don't tell you that. They're like, okay, time to push the placenta. And you look and say, what? So now you know. Let's see. Here's another one. Hate to be so graphic, but you need to know. Before you leave the hospital, after you have a baby, one of the key things they're going to want to do is, ladies, they're going to want you to have a number 2. If you don't have a number 2, a lot of hospitals won't let you go, because that's a way to show them that your system is functioning properly. So many of your organs and everything get moved around when you're pregnant to make room for the baby. So they want to make sure things are working properly. So be forewarned that you do have to do that. But the wonderful thing that a lot of hospitals give you, and if they don't give you, you might want to purchase it and take with you, is a stool softener. Makes it a lot easier, and it's not as scary, because after you've had a baby, you're kind of like scared to do anything in that area. So again, hate to be so graphic, but I'm trying to share things with you that a lot of people may not tell you. Another thing is when you're at the hospital. A lot of times, like, I don't know if you notice, you eat differently depending on how you feel. If you're energetic and happy, you might want a bigger meal, something exciting. If you're kind of slow and, drowsy, you want soup, crackers. So they give you a hospital menu. And what my experience is that when they give you the menu, you check off what you want for the days, what you want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like the 2 or 3 days that you're going to be there, whatever your hospital's rules are for how long your stay is. But when they first gave it to me, they gave it to me like right after I had the baby. So I'm like, only can think about soup and just small things. I'm like circling all these little petite things, And then like the next day when it was actually time to eat, I'm looking like, what did I circle? I want some real food now. So just remember that when you do get your menu, to remember that how you're feeling at that exact moment is not going to be how you're necessarily going to feel the rest of your stay. So you might want to think about that as you're selecting your menu items. Let's see, what else do I have on here for you guys? Oh, if you're planning to breastfeed, your milk is not going to come in right away. For the first few days, your body produces something called colostrum, which is full of nutrients. So it's wonderful for your baby. It's thicker than milk, but it's not milk. You'll feel when your milk comes in, it's a whole nother feeling, like a tingly feeling when it comes in. So if your baby is just sucking away, which some babies make you feel as if they're just eating and eating, your body doesn't really have that much for those first couple days. So sometimes the child may just be pacifying himself. And